And welcome back, everyone. Welcome back to the quarterfinals. The quarterfinals of WardiTV Monday number 14. Hope you enjoyed that lovely brutal OC as we have returned. We are jumping in mid-series and spawning. Oh my god. Spawning in the bottom right-hand corner of Whispers of Gold, we have the South Korean Terran player, the blue Terran representing Shopify Rebellion. It is ByuN. And spawning in the bottom, on the top left-hand corner, we have the South Korean Zerg player, the red Zerg representing Team Falcons. Down in the series, looking to bounce back and force that ace match. It is a Solar. Here we go, and if you're in the chat, you know what time it is. It is a Gamba time. Predictions are now open. Place your bets on who you think will claim the series. Best of luck in the chat. Again, the reason why we had so much downtime was that we were waiting for that first map to wrap up, and we have since wrapped up the initial round, the initial series, or the initial game, I should emphasize. And it was a long late game on Neo Violet Square. ByuN and Solar, they were very back and forth. ByuN did eventually overwhelm, did outtrade, and did surpass Solar in that first game, in the late game. We'll see if we can embrace a shorter game, though, as we do head into Whispers of Gold. Of course, this map is a much smaller map. The map pool is the smallest map of the map pool. Short rush distance by ground, exposed bases, exposed third, exposed fourth. Rocks can be knocked down as well to reduce the rush distance even further as well if you so chose to. So aggression can be favored on a map like Whispers of Gold. Now, this typically can favor a Terran player, just because once they get into their momentum, once they get into their 3-base move out, they don't stop and they just keep going, especially a player like ByuN. He's more than willing to embrace something like an ARAX, I would imagine. We'll see if Solar, to play safe, does open up Roach. We've seen a lot of Roach play here on Whispers of Gold. We'll see if that continues to be the case here as well. Now just catching up in the chat. Bienvenidos. Bienvenidos, papi. As we do settle in. As a reminder as well, following this series, we're going to be heading in towards the semifinals. Both semis are going to be casted here on the channel, alongside the grand finals thereafter. Let's go. For now, we're going to be settling in. Again, Hatch Gas full standard opener out of Solar, going for, of course, Link Speed, pulling out of gas, and soon to be taking his third. Third base is on the way. Reaper dives into the mineral line, going for the drones. Oh! Does not quite get one. Two morphing that Spore just in time. Nice Spore trick here out of Solar. Does maintain himself, does hold, does defend, and the third base is on the way. Nice damage here by ByuN, but not enough to really get anything crucial here at the natural, not yet. Likewise, behind this, third CC is on the way, so it's going to be an economic build here by ByuN, going 3 CC before Starport. This can lead into either Banshee play or into Liberator instead. We'll keep an eye on the add-ons here of ByuN, see if he does go for the add-on swap or not. So he has options. He does have options available. Reaper is forced back. Just keeping eyes here on the setup, on the bases, on Solar. Just trying to make sure he is honest. And again, he did confirm that third base. Behind this, there's that Starport on the way. We should be seeing a tech lap on that Rax into an add-on swap, I would imagine. So Hellion is forced back. Reaper even. Hellions are amassing. There's that tech lab on the horizon here for ByuN. Relatively standard opener here just to gain map control, just to be able to apply some pressure and keep Solar on the back foot. As yep, the tech lab does finish. There's the add-on swap into Banshee play. We'll see how committed ByuN is going to be. Link Speed kicks in. Nice catch here on the Reaper. First Reaper does fall. Nice pick up here by Solar. Behind this, he's been saturating, of course, building up his queens, getting his third base up and running. So far, just standard setups here between our players. Nothing major yet, as ByuN is gearing up to move out across the map. Again, typically the goal here of Hellion Banshee is just to gain map control, to deny and delay creep, to maybe threaten the mineral line, especially if Solar were to cut corners. If Solar went for a gasless opener, for example, then we could see a Hellion dive into a mineral line. With Link Speed finishing up, though, it is more riskier to try to go for that dive. So we'll see if ByuN finds an opening. See if he does find an opportunity. See if he does find it. Hellion's poking in. Overlord gets hunted down. Overlord does get a full scout though. Solar, he confirms the timing of the third CC. He confirms the 1-1-1 as well. And he also confirmed that ByuN is not investing into cloaks, I should emphasize. Into cloak is investing into banshees, but there is no cloak upgrade. So a bit of a lighter investment here by ByuN. Not as committed. Still moving out though. Does have 6 Hellions on the field. He can still threaten that creep. Poking in wherever he can. So far, Solar, he's holding his own. No lair yet. Solar going double Evo first. So a bit of a greedier move here by Solar. Going double Evo chamber, double upgrades before the lair and before the Bailey nest. So this is a very greedy move. We'll see if Solar can get away with it. This means that Solar, he's intentionally delaying Bailings and Bailing speed in favor of upgrades. He also delays his scout, as there's no Overseer yet until the lair is done. So it's all hatch base initially. Solar's gearing up. And this usually really kicks in the mid game, as it leads into fast +2. So fast upgrades here out of Solar. And because of this, he's going to be the defender. He's going to be stuck at home, keeping up with ByuN. Banshees, they dive into the main. 2 drones going down. Good damage so far. But the Banshee did take a lot of hits, and ByuN is forced back. ByuN is being forced back. Soldier's focusing on droning up, saturating his bases. ByuN is getting ready for his eventual stim tank push. Upgrades are wrapping up, and he will soon push in around a minute. Meanwhile, one Banshee will fall, does get 2 queens. Not the worst trade here. Gets 2 queens, gets another worker for a Banshee. But ByuN, he has to pull back. He is pinned. Likewise, ByuN is still gearing up. Armory is on the way for 2-2. ByuN should be moving out with his first 2 tanks. Second tank is halfway done, and ByuN will soon pull the trigger, as he is already moving out. 4 CC behind this, extra gases into a second factory. ByuN gearing up for the mid game. So he is macroing up as well. It's not going to be an all-in. He is still moving out and he's still applying pressure, that is true, but he really is just looking to trade. Looking to trade and maybe even pick off an expansion. Does him in. Takes down the tumors, going for the queen, clutch transfuse. Overseer does get sniped. Meanwhile, you can see Solar getting ready here for a surround, but the armory is done and Hellbats are here to support that tank. Tank is protected. Marines, they take down another Overlord, they take down the Spore. Yeah, nice trades here by ByuN. He's going to be forced to pick up, but just an efficient trade overall. Oh, focusing elsewhere. Yeah, the tanks go down, and most of the Marines fall. Late reaction out of ByuN. Ay, ay, ay. ByuN bleeding out Marines, bleeding out tanks, and Solar, he comes out better. Does out-trade ByuN. It's ByuN, yeah, he lost a tank, he lost 13 Marines to Hellbats. Solar only trading Ling Bane, really. Did lose a Spore and an Overlord, but for the most part, better trades with the Zerg. ByuN going for a split push. Double drop on the right. Main army towards the left. Solar, he does respond. He's keeping up. ByuN at the same time pushing in. Solar trying to respond. Hellbats, they do trade well. Lings collapsing on the bio. Yeah, they get on top of the tank. Tank is going to go down. At the same time, here on the right-hand side. Oh, there are enough Bailings here to defend. Solar, he is holding on. Drop into the main. Solar a little bit late to respond. Another Spore goes down. But now we have Hydras. Solar, he's defended long enough to get into Hydra tech, to embrace his 4-base economy. Bailings roll in. Massive connections! Oh, late reaction once again here out of ByuN. Late to pick up, late to pull away. ByuN, who will lose his Marines, lose the Banshee. And yeah, this aggression from ByuN just hasn't really been too successful. He has been struggling. Mind shot going up. Oh my god. Ooh, that was close. Mind shot's not quite connecting. Widowmines get targeted down. Solar forcing ByuN back. ByuN picking up, going for a Doom Drop. Looking for a way in. Doom Drop towards the main. Likewise, ByuN splitting off his reinforcements towards the right-hand side. Solar, he has some creep, but the creep is lacking here on the right. And the drop gets in. ByuN, he unloads, goes for the mineral line. Solar, for the most part, he is keeping up. He will force a pick up. Meanwhile, here on the right-hand side, there is tumbling, baby, but not enough. Yeah, not enough here in position. ByuN, he breaks through. He's going for the base, going for the expansion. Stimming into the mineral line. And he will take down the workers. Yeah, the drones, they cannot escape. It's going to be 10 plus workers going down. Yeah, Solo getting pulled apart. Did I say 10 plus? It's at 6, 17. 17 drones to full. Solo, he will defend. He will clean this up, but at a cost. At a cost of a mineral line. Oh, ByuN will lose most of his drop, though. This wasn't the most efficient trade. Does get the mineral line, which is good. But ByuN did throw away a lot of his supply. Did throw away a lot of army supply. He has to build back up. 3-3 is on the way. Throughout all this, Solo, he's taking into lurkers. Lurkers are building up. Solo needs a little bit more time to get into that lurker tech. Once again, double jump towards the main. ByuN rotating on the right-hand side. Solo not quite in position. It's mainly Marauders, though. So Solo shouldn't lose too much here. And Vipers, they come in with the power bombs, they yoink, they abduct. Ooh, they shut down the drops. Very nice cleanup there by Solar. Meanwhile, the push on the right-hand side was only clearing creep. Only creep going down. And throughout all this, Solar is building up a greater lurker army. He had 2, now he's up to 4. Lurker range on the way, about to finish. And once lurkers kick in, Solar can slow the game down. And a lot of ByuN's play is momentum-based. And once that momentum gets stripped away, then Solo's going to be looking much more comfortable. It's going to be much more in control. And in saying so, ByuN runs into the lurkers. Takes some brutal spine shots to the face. Meanwhile, Solo here overextends on the left-hand side. Did overextend. Mind shot going off. For the most part, Solo, he is quite secure here on the right. He has to focus towards the left. Still building up his lurker count, embracing more upgrades. ByuN has been able to tech into ghosts. Ghosts are ready. Fusion cores on the way. That should be for Liberator range. Second starport as well. Meanwhile, Solar, he's going for the kill move. Nidus Worm. Nidus Worm for Solar. ByuN is aware, that's why he has Sensor Tower set up. Sensor Tower here on the right-hand side towards his main. Snipes the Overseer. Making sure Solar does not get vision into the main. A well-placed Nidus can end the game. And ByuN is aware. Speaking of, once again, does catch another Overseer. Solar, he just keeps trying to rally in. Nice snipe. Again, so important that he does deny those Overseers. Making sure that Nidus Worms do not get up and running. Did deny 2 of them. Solar pushing towards the left. Nidus Worm going to be finishing up to reinforce. And ByuN is pushing on the right. Scans ahead of time, sees all the lurker. Snipe's going to be coming in. And no detection. Massive snipes going off. So 3 lurkers going down. The expansion as well. And Solar, he's in trouble. He does race back home. And the base is going to go down. The Nidus Worm as well. Very nice pick off. Snipes the Nidus, snipes the base. We'll lose 1 ghost. But that was worth it here for ByuN, sniping both Nidus Worms. Solar, he is in trouble here. Trying to keep up, trying to hold his own. His bank is a little bit lackluster. Not as large as it should be. Oh, that's going to be a kill, not a cancel. Killing the expansion. Snipes going up. ByuN pulls away, but the base is going to fall. Solar, he gets a planetary. Meanwhile, on the right-hand side, only 3 lurkers. Nice concave, nice arc. Yeah, ByuN stims in. Does start to step forward, takes down 3 lurkers and the expansion once again. And Solar, once again, just out of position. He does turn back around, racing his entire army back home. And ByuN picks up, he gets away. Picks up, he pulls out. ByuN retaking his 5th. And ByuN's just been able to out-trade his opponents. Ooh, Changelings did get into the main, though. ByuN, he responds. Again, these Nidus Worms have to be taken seriously. ByuN does drop in towards that natural, or towards the 3rd. Oh, we'll lose his army, though. Yeah, Gert's going to be going down. Not too worth it there for ByuN. But because of ByuN's efficiency, he has the greater bank. Like, he's got an equivalent mineral bank. He has an equivalent gas bank as well. Solar has been struggling to expand. He does roll in. Not too many Widow Mines. Mine just going up. The Ghost getting caught out. Better engagement here for Solar. Does get a Ghost. Massive Mine Shot though. Oh my god. As the Mine Shots, they get dragged into the army. Solar getting forced back. Vipers have arrived. You see ByuN trying to hold on. Does shut down the Hydras. Yeah, brutal engage. Solar, he will lose his Hydras, but he does get into the mineral line. 15 SCVs go down. And Solar, does he barely have enough? It's close. He's breaking through. Getting on top of the Ghost. And he's breaking through the defensive line. Getting on top of the Ghost as well. ByuN, he's hurting. He has to pull the boys. Mine Shot going up. Getting friendly fire. Ay, ay, ay. More SCVs go down. Honestly, in that last fight, it felt like the Widow Mines, they hurt ByuN more than they helped him. Especially when the Mine Shots connected with the Overseers. When Solar dragged the shots in. And with that, ByuN is hurting. And it's an orbital. It's not a planetary. ByuN getting pulled apart. Solar, he does stem in, or he does lunge in. Ooh, nice catch here from ByuN though. Takes down a massive chunk of Banelings. Meanwhile, Solar, he has top right and bottom left. For so long, Solar, he was struggling to expand, but now he's been able to double expand and he's gone away with it. He's gone away with the expansions. Now Solar, he can afford these trades. He's on 90 workers. He's actually saturated. He's mining efficiently. And ByuN is trying to build back up. Decent EMPs. Good Mine Shots as well. Mine Shots going up. Once again, being dragged over the army. The Link Bane going down. Solar, he has to respect the buyer. Has to pull away. Does pull back. But Solar's taking just every base. Every expansion on the map is now in control of Solar. And ByuN, he has burned through his bank. Up until a certain point, he was playing well. Again, he was out trading Solar until that one attack here in the center. And now Solar is running away with it. Now getting into Infestors. Embracing Fungals. ByuN attempting to engage. He has potential with this army, don't get me wrong. But there's a lot of pressure here on ByuN. He has to do so much. He has to expand, he has to defend, he has to attack. Lurkers, they deny another expansion. Solar, he collapses in. Once again, just barreling into the Ghost. Fungal connects as well. Not as Fungal, but a Fungal nonetheless. Solar being forced back. We're at a Ling Bane. Solar, he's in a bit of trouble here. Snipes going up. And Solar, he will lose the entire army. The Ling Bane, the Hydras. And ByuN, he has to commit. He has to keep going. Now is not the time to slow down. We'll take down an expansion, which is good, but he needs more. He is all in at this point. Takes down a base. Solar needs more time to rebuild. Hydra's trickling out. At the same time, Lurkers, they get across the map. They bust into the mineral line. ByuN trying to defend at the same time. We'll clean up those Lurkers, but Solar, he just has to buy time. That's all he has to do, just buy time. Catch reinforcements and rebuild. Nice concave though. ByuN, he does fight the army. Takes down the Infestor. And again, ByuN, he has to keep going. Just send it, Pappy, send it. The Fungal, oh my god, the flanking Fungal. Massive connections. Balins, they crash in. ByuN caught with his pants down. And ByuN, he plummets in supply. Oh, that was a brutal Fungal. And Solar, with that one Fungal growth, with that one Infestor, the Infestor, it's still there. He will hold. He will hold, he forces back the army, getting into the mineral line, and it looks like we are forcing the ace match. Another Fungal connects, GG gets called. And Solar and the Fungals, they tie the series 1-1. We're going to game 3. GG. GG, well played. We are going to the ace match. Very intense game and a very intense finale to the game as well. As ByuN, he was kind of snowballing out of control there. He was able to find a better fight, but again, time was working against him. He had to send it then and there, and Solo was able to shut him down just in time. And with that, we're now getting into game number 3. Getting into the ace match here. Hopefully I don't get left behind. No shot. Oh. Wait. We're trying to get in. There we go. Jesus. It's so tense. It is not uncommon for players to start without casters, so we're all just trying to find a way in. We made it, we made it. Whew. Now we're going to the ace match. Let's go. I need to win some imaginary points, but the points are very real, Papi. What do you mean? Este niche. Good morning. Buenos dias. Ay, ay, ay. As we're getting into the ace match, and this morning in the bottom right-hand corner of Abyssal Reef, we have the South Korean Terran player, the Blue Terran representing Shopify Rebellion, being forced into the ace match in a very intense game. We'll see if we can bring it back. It is ByuN. And spawning in the top left-hand corner, we have the red Zerg player representing Team Falcons, tying up the series and forcing the ace match. Can he bring it home? It is Solar. Let us go. Ooh, and again, a very intense game 2 there on Whispers of Gold, but now we're loading into almost the exact opposite of Whispers of Gold. We're loading into Abyssal Reef, a very large map. A lot of bases can be taken as well, a lot of expansions, and a lot of room between yourself and your opponent. As a result, you can be quite greedy on Abyssal Reef. I mean, we saw that last game or last series between Hero versus Rogue. If you missed out, I do recommend the VODs. But Hero, once he gained map control, he just very quickly rushed into Skytoss, and Rogue could not stop him from rushing tech-wise into that late game army. It's a little bit more difficult to pull that off in TvZ. It's not quite the same, but similarly though, we could see some more greedy builds.
Game paused.
As it looks like we do have a bit of a pause here. Hopefully everything's okay. As looks like we have some latency going on. Who's lagging? ByuN's lagging. ByuN's like, it's not me. So I was like, nah, it's you. The banter, Papi, the banter. Let's go. ByuN's in denial. So we're going to be waiting out the latency, waiting out the lag, and hopefully things clear up and then we can jump back. Oh, as ByuN is lagging out. Yeah, as you can see here. So ByuN is lagging out on us, unfortunately. So if he does lag out and if he does leave the game, then we will remake. We will remake the game. It's all good. But yes, confirmed. Solo will win. Yes. Feels Korean internet, man. Ay. Name and shame. ByuN, are you with KT or SKT? Who is it? Korean Telecom or South Korean Telecom? Ay. So, unfortunately, looks like we might remake the game and we'll slow us down a little bit, but it's all good. It's all good. We're more than happy to wait for ByuN. More than happy. Here we go. I love ByuN, but bro's been in denial since the Reaper nerf. Kappa. I mean, you say that, but ByuN, he shaped the meta last year, even leading into 2023, actually, end of 2022, if you remember, with the 2x Reaper opener in TvZ. With 2x Reaper, which became meta last year, so... Is he in denial, or does he see something we don't? What we can say for certain is that he's lagged out, so... That's what we can say for certain, so we're gonna have to wait for ByuN to return to us. Hopefully it's nothing too serious. Hopefully it isn't like, you know, like a tower nearby has fallen and now he has no internet and he has to play like on his 5Gs and turn on his phone. Fun fact, I've casted on my phone internet before, like in a similar scenario where the internet goes down and the show must go on. So hopefully that isn't the case, but thank God. as we do have our lobby, and hopefully ByuN will join us soon. No, it's Solar Cab. But yeah, ByuN, he's asking for a minute to make sure everything's okay. You know, ByuN probably just closing his tabs, making sure Steam isn't downloading anything in the background. Oh my god. ByuN and Solar, calm down. Jesus. They're so brutal to each other. Solar's like, ByuN is asking to rewind 10 seconds before the lag out. And ByuN's like, shut up. Oh god. They just at each other's throats, Baffy. Oh my god. Here you go, we're settling in. Can PC so bad? True. Even ByuN agrees. Angie. New PC, please. And here we go. We're getting into this and spawning in the bottom right hand corner. We have, you know, we're getting back into intros. We have ByuN, we have Solar, of course. We already had our intros. And we're settling into the ace match. Oh boy. We're settling into the ace match. ByuN, his salary is being added. 20k a month. Ay. Get a new PC. Cab. As from here, ByuN is going for his own Rax Expand, Economic Opener, or Standard Opener, I should emphasize. I like how Solar's like translating, but Solar's been trolling quite a bit this series, so it's possible that he's mistranslating as well, just for fun. It's like ByuN, he types in Korean, and Solar's like, oh yeah, you know, ByuN, he's saying yeah, he's gonna forfeit if he lags out. Meanwhile, ByuN is saying like, oh, I'm gonna like switch to my phone internet if I have to or something, it'll be fine. And so I was like, yeah, there's just no other option. Yeah, he says he's just gonna forfeit. In fact, he relinquishes his prize money to me as well. Can confirm. I mean, we have to, yeah. Who else can we trust? Este Solar. As now, ByuN gets across the map, dipping between bases. ByuN also said that Terran is Imba and that Zerg needs to be buffed. ByuN has laid claim to that statement. He actually believes that the Reaper should be nerfed as well because he likes them nerfed. Okay, Solar. We trust you. Let's go. So now we're just settling. We're just turning up. Saturating bases. In all seriousness, I hope that ByuN's internet is okay. Hope his internet is okay, and hope it is stable enough to actually play out not just this series, but if ByuN does advance on to the next round, I hope that it's stable. Ooh, I did notice a lag spike. Yeah, I'm noticing some lag spikes here, which is unfortunate. I mean, that's not the way that we want the series to end, especially because like ByuN and Solar, they've been so intense and it's been so back and forth this entire series. It's been a good series. We missed out on game one, but even game one was a banger as well. So fingers crossed. Cross your Ethernet cables. Donate some of your data to ByuN. Donate so we can hold on. As ByuN, he does take down the tumor. Nicely done. Snipes the tumor. Backs off. Behind this time not going at Hellion Banshee, but going into Hellion Faster Sim and going for Liberators instead. Essentially, ByuN, this time he will refuse to go for the add-on swap, which means faster Sim timing or more heavier bio commitment earlier on, as Sim is already on the way, and he's going for a lighter form of aggression with Hellion Liberator. So ByuN is moving out. Overlord comes in for a scout, so does get eyes on the 1-1-1. and will confirm Stim being researched. So now Solar knows that there's no Cloak Banshee. There are no Banshees. Spores are getting in position here to defend against the Liberators. Spore in the natural. Queens are building up. Also, if you're curious, Nish, I did read your comment and I chose not to give it any attention. You're an animal, Nish. You're an animal. Aye, aye, aye. Iceland isn't even here. Well, what's going on? Not like this. As ByuN pokes in, denying creep. Rotating towards the third. Likewise, liberating to the main. So far, Soul is keeping up. Diverting some of the attention. One queen goes down. Not a bad pickup. Likewise, Hellions, they bust into the mineral line. They try to bust in. Decent position. Link's getting roasted, but last of drones do survive. And Solar, he will defend. Will cost him all the Lings, but again, the Hellions, they get one drone, just the one. They're going to be forced out. Solar has held. And again, that was a big commitment here by ByuN. ByuN throwing away every single Hellion and the Banshee, sorry, and the Liberator as well. This means that Solar can drone. He can drone freely, take a fourth base, saturate his bases, focus on teching, focus on droning. The aggression has subsided. Solar did make a wave of Lings here early on to defend. Now he has to make use of it. Does move out. 4 CC on location. ByuN, calm down. Jesus. 4 CC on location. Very greedy move here by ByuN. Can he get away with it? Lings, they do hit the third. Solo going for the fourth. Ooh, but so far ByuN's in position. He does hold. Again, a very greedy move here by ByuN. I mean, you rarely see 4 CCs on location like this, but we are on Abyssal Reef, as we mentioned before. Very large map, very defendable 4 and 5 base setup. We mentioned this before, but very often we see the late game here on Abyssal Reef just because of how defendable, how fortifiable you are on a 5 base setup. And ByuN is getting there. Is getting there. As ByuN moves out with a double drop. Solo likewise setting up his own fourth. Drop comes in. Busts into the mineral line. Oh, the Lings having a hard time engaging here behind those minerals as well. Yeah, the terrain is brutal. The Queens, they get choked up, and ByuN trades quite well for himself. Does deny a lot of mining time, gets 2 drones. The medevacs, they do get away in time, just barely. They do back off, they get away, they get another Overlord. Nice trades here by ByuN. No major damage, but damage nonetheless. With that, ByuN still being active. Ooh, medevac does fall. Nice pick off here. Solar, he snipes the medevac, taking it to Hive already. Getting us around and catching the Marines. And not a bad surround, not a bad catch. Behind this, Solar getting to his own 5 bases. Hive is on the way, embracing his upgrades. ByuN is being active with his army, but mainly with draw play. Like, these aren't committed move outs. This isn't committed aggression here by ByuN. Solar is keeping up. Solar getting in position. Dropping on the high ground. The Queens are exposed, and the Queens are taking a lot of hits. They have to back off. Likewise, drop towards the north. Solar having just a really awkward time engaging here. Yeah, Solar, he has knocked down those rooks. ByuN rotating in, takes down a Queen. Gets 2 drones. Looking to get even more workers. Meanwhile, Solar, he defends his natural. He's holding on. Watermine gets baited out. So he will try to collapse it. Oh, Mind Shock goes off. Nice connection. Decent connections here by ByuN, but finally he's going to be forced back. As the Mind Shield, they continue. Good mind connections once again. Oh my god, they get dragged into the army. Into the Link Bane. ByuN takes the supply lead. Does take a lead in supply. Ooh, bleeding out Marines though to the Hydras. Hydras are in position. Solar trying to hold on, but again, just having a hard time trading. Oof. What am I sitting here with Hydras? Overseers gets hearted down. Finally, the drop is denied. Solar's holding, but at the same time, ByuN is coming in with now his main army. This entire time, he was building up. Yeah, cutting his way through towards the 5th. Solar, he needs time to respond. And that is a brutal minefield that is set up. Solar trying to surround, but with not too much. Oh, the drags, the mine shots. Oh my god. Forcing friendly fire. Solar barely holding on. No Overseers though, no detection. Overseers are on the way. Vipers have arrived. Solar, he barely holds on. You can see Solar plummet in supply. And we'll see if ByuN can make use, if he can make use of these Widow Mines. Can he reinforce in time? Protection has arrived. Yeah, most of the Widow Mines go down. All the Widow Mines actually. ByuN unable to save them. And ByuN, he does trickle in. Doesn't really have much of an army here, but he does like the expansion. Denies the hatchery. Coming in with a secondary army once again towards that cliff base. Solar just having such a hard time defending this location. And time and time again, ByuN abusing this. I just do respond. ByuN still maxed out, still just pulling Solar apart. It's one of those things that when ByuN had control of this expansion, he wasn't killing workers, but he was denying mining. He was denying the economy. And Solar has been struggling. And Solar still up against the wall. No lurker, just purely Hydra-ling Bane. He lunges in. But Hydras, they can't trade against ByuN, not like this. And Hydras are going down. Expensive losses here for Solar. Mine just going off. Reinforcements have arrived, and ByuN is breaking through. He's breaking Solar at this point. Solar barely hanging on. Drop here once again towards that cliff face. Getting 6 drones. Solar lunging in, but doesn't quite get the medevac. Doesn't quite get it. ByuN still maxed, and yeah, just over time, he's just outscaling Solar here. Just far too much damage, just one after the other. Losing bases, losing workers, denied the expansion. And ByuN has just been out trading Solar for the majority of this game. It's been crazy. The lurker's now coming. It's too late. Yeah, far too late. GG gets called. Ghost not even required here as ByuN snowballs out of control. He will take the series 2-1. GG. GG, well played. Who needs Ghost? Who needs internet as well? As ByuN was even lagging out, but again, a little bit did come down to the drop play here, especially towards the left-hand side. Took so long for Solar to clean it up, and again, Solar wasn't losing drones, but he was being denied a base. He was being denied an entire base of mining. Because of that, ByuN, he was able to excel him when it comes to producing the army. Not just that, but was out trading him as well for most of that engagement, and did over time just overwhelm. Did overwhelm. GG, well played. ByuN will take the series, and now we're getting ready for our next match. Oh, getting ready for the semifinals. For the lower semifinals. So ByuN will advance on a face-off against Clem in a TvT. Meanwhile, we are focusing on our own ZVP on Hero versus Shin.